Imagine a world where you are the only human left. Chilling, isn't it? One day you're surrounded by the hustle and bustle of daily life, and the next you're in an eerie silence, save for the rustling of leaves and chirping of birds. Your first reaction might be disbelief, perhaps even denial. You may check your phone only to find no new messages, no missed calls. You might turn on the TV or radio only to be met with static. The silence is deafening, the isolation palpable. Now it's easy to let panic set in. Your heart beats like a drum in your chest. Your mind races with 1,000 questions. Where did everyone go? Why are you the only one left? Is this a dream or some cruel reality? But here's the thing. Panic is your enemy. Panic clouds your judgment, makes you act rashly. And in a situation like this, you can't afford that. You need to stay calm, rational, and focused. Take a deep breath, sit down, and give yourself a moment to process this new reality. Once you've managed to calm your racing heart and mind, it's time to accept the situation. Yes, it's terrifying. Yes, it's lonely. But acceptance is the first step towards survival. You see, survival isn't about brute strength or an arsenal of weapons. It's about adaptability. Now, you need to start planning. Think about your immediate needs: food, water, shelter. List down everything you'll need to survive in the long term. Tools, medicines, clothing, books, entertainment. You'll also need to think about the dangers: wildlife, disease, injury, loneliness. Remember, in this new world, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. You're learning to adapt, to make the most of what you have, to be resourceful and resilient. You're learning to live with loneliness, to find joy in solitude, to find purpose in your existence. Survival isn't about strength, it's about adapting, and that's what you'll need to do. But first things first, you'll need a base, a place to call home. Now, in a world devoid of human life, the options for shelter are practically endless, but not all shelters are created equal. The 3 S's of survival, safety, security, and sustainability should guide your choice. Safety means finding a place that offers protection from the elements and wildlife. Security involves choosing a location that can be easily fortified against potential threats. And sustainability? Well, that's about selecting a shelter that's close to resources like water, food, and materials for building or repair. Consider a location with a nearby water source, a river, or a lake perhaps. Also, look for a place where you can grow food or where edible plants and game are abundant. But remember, a shelter is not just about survival, it's about making a home in this new world. Your shelter is your fortress. Choose wisely. Now that you have a shelter, it's time to gather resources. In the world of survival, resources are the difference between life and death. They are the fuel that keeps the human machine running. The first resource you need to think about is water. Without it, you won't last more than 3 days. Look for natural springs, rivers, or lakes. If you're near a coastline, desalination could be an option. Always remember to boil your water before drinking to kill any harmful bacteria. Food is the second essential resource. Depending on your location, your diet may consist of plants, berries, nuts, fish, or game. It's essential to learn about the local flora and fauna to know what's edible and what's not. A word of caution, though, even if something looks appetizing, if you're not sure it's safe to eat, don't risk it. Now, unless you're in the tropics, you'll need to keep warm, and that means fire. Fire serves multiple purposes: warmth, cooking, and warding off potential predators. Collect dry wood, leaves, or grass. Keep them stored in a dry place at your shelter. If you can find a lighter or matches, great. If not, you'll need to learn how to make fire the old-fashioned way. You'll also need materials for tools and repairs. Scavenge for anything that can be useful: rope, metal, plastic, glass, rubber. You never know when you might need to fix a leak in your shelter or fashion a fishing line. Lastly, it's crucial to think about storage. You need to store your resources in a way that they remain usable for as long as possible. For instance, store food in a cool, dry place to prevent spoilage, and keep your water covered to avoid contamination. Resources are the lifeblood of survival. Never underestimate their importance. Remember, surviving isn't just about staying alive, it's about living. And to live, you need to have the necessary resources at hand and know how to use them wisely. So get out there, gather what you can, and make every resource count. Surviving isn't just about having food and shelter, it's also about staying healthy. This statement rings true whether you are the last person on Earth or not. In the face of unprecedented solitude, maintaining both your physical and mental health becomes paramount. Let's start with physical health. Basic healthcare techniques can be lifesavers. For example, If you get a cut or scrape, cleaning the wound with water and soap, applying an antibiotic ointment, and dressing it with a clean bandage can prevent infection. Regular exercise is equally important. It keeps your body strong and agile, which is crucial when you're your own first responder. A routine of cardiovascular activities like running or biking, mixed with strength-building exercises, can help to keep you fit and ready for anything. As for nutrition, remember to keep a balanced diet. Consuming a variety of food from different food groups ensures you receive all the essential nutrients your body needs to function properly. And don't forget to stay hydrated. Water isn't just for quenching thirst, it's vital for nearly every bodily function. But what about mental health? This can be trickier. Humans are social creatures, so solitude can be challenging. Try to establish routines to provide structure to your days. Engage in activities that you enjoy and make you happy. Reading, painting, gardening, anything that keeps your mind active and engaged can help. Remember, your health is your wealth, protect it at all costs. One of the biggest challenges you'll face is loneliness. Keeping yourself occupied is crucial. Without the hustle and bustle of daily life and the company of others, you'll need to find ways to keep your mind engaged and active. You might be the last person on Earth, but that doesn't mean your life has to be a monotone of survival tasks. There's a whole world out there to explore, to understand, and to learn from. Firstly, establishing a routine can bring a sense of normalcy and order to your day. This could be as simple as preparing your meals at the same time each day, or setting aside certain hours for specific tasks. The structure will help keep your days flowing and prevent you from feeling aimless or lost. Setting goals is another important aspect. These can be as big or as small as you want them to be. Maybe you want to learn how to grow your own food, or perhaps you've always wanted to write a book. Now's the time to do it. Each accomplishment will give you a sense of purpose and achievement. Learning new skills is another great way to keep yourself occupied. Remember, you've got the world's libraries at your disposal. Want to learn how to build a wind turbine? Go for it. Fancy yourself as a gourmet chef? Now's your chance. The more you learn, the more self-reliant you become, and the more interesting your days will be. Exploring your environment is also important. Not only will it help you find resources and potential dangers, but it will also give you a sense of adventure. You might discover beautiful landscapes, hidden treasures, or even clues about what happened to the rest of humanity. And remember, it's okay to have fun. Sing, dance, create art, do whatever brings you joy. Laughter and happiness are just as important for your mental health as food and water are for your physical health. Keeping your mind active is as important as keeping your body active. Embrace the solitude and let it drive you. Surviving as the last person on Earth isn't easy, but it's not impossible either. As we've journeyed through this scenario, we've unpacked a number of survival strategies that could very well make the difference between thriving and merely existing. First, we talked about the importance of finding shelter. It doesn't matter if it's a high-rise apartment or a quiet cabin in the woods, as long as it offers protection from the elements and potential threats. We then moved on to gathering resources. Food, water, medicine, tools, these are the lifelines that will keep you going. Remember to be resourceful. The world is your supermarket now, so use it wisely. Staying healthy is another key component. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and adequate sleep will keep your body in top shape. Don't forget about mental health too. It's just as crucial, if not more so. Keeping yourself occupied is also essential. Books, music, art, even a good old-fashioned game of solitaire can provide a much-needed distraction from the solitude. But above all, the most important survival strategy is adaptation. The world has changed, and you must change with it. Be flexible, be resourceful, and keep your wits about you. Mental resilience is your greatest weapon. Remember, survival isn't about being the fittest or the strongest. It's about being the most adaptable. You've got this.